Hey guys, this is Whyt Manga with a new video. I'm just gonna go over inking this, and you're just gonna watch me ink this. And it's kind of like one of those observational kind of tutorials for the most part, because this is a drawing that I'm going to color with Copic markers in the next video, which will be a little more detailed on how to use Copic markers. So basically, it'll be a short overview on Copic markers is a manga tool, and I'll use it to color this image. This is the image of one of my characters from my comic Apple Black. This is Sophia Miri, who makes her debut in the comic in chapter 3. Apple Black is published and serialized on Saturday AM, the Shonen bi-weekly digital magazine. I'll leave links to that if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty cool and cheap, and a lot of other cool comics on there. In previous videos, I'll leave a link somewhere on the screen for you to check out. I've gone into great detail, at least decent detail. I like to think on the G pen, which is what I'm using right now to ink this, on the G pen and the brushes, and I'll eventually go a little more on the ink I use, which is the Leader 6, and all the other kinds of ink that you can use to ink manga basically. But here I'm using the Leader 6, and I've gone in detail with the G pen. I've also gone in detail with the brushes, which I'll use in a second. For the most part, you can watch those videos to have a little more knowledge on how to use these, but they're pretty easy once you get the hang of it. After using the G pen, I'm gonna go in with the brush for the flat blacks. Now you can see I'm leaving in highlights for the hair, and make it feel a little more, well, like hair. Let it have a little more volume and stuff like that. Let it feel a little realistic. Some people have it flat, depends on your style, but for me, sometimes I like to have it, give it those highlights. I think those highlights are really cool. And that's what I'm doing right now with the brush. Sometimes I just leave that space open and I scan in and I fill in the black spots with Manga Studio. But here I'm trying to do it completely traditional, so that I could color with Copic markers in the next video, and y'all be able to check that out. So here I'm using the brush, pretty easy, not too difficult. You just have to be careful. You have to take your time with it. You don't want things to get out of hand. Remember that this is traditional. Anything you do is sort of permanent unless you scan in and then you start editing. You don't even need a fancy brush. Brushes, the cheap kind. Nothing too fancy. So yeah, we're getting that done. Filling in the blank, filling in the spots that I want flat black. That's gonna be like shiny gold once it's colored. And this is pretty much it. This is the basics. I've gone over stuff like this in previous videos. The G pen is what I used before this. Is something that you really need to take your time with. Like I said, this is ink. Things can get really permanent. Before I inked, you can see some pencil marks clearly that I used pencils, and then I went over with ink. Now what I'm gonna do is go in and have some shading, right? And I'm gonna go with cross hatching, which is what I use for the comic and what I use in general, really. And how I'm gonna go about it is pretty, well, not too difficult. First, I create a line. I'll create a line that kind of guides me to the part that I want to be shaded. So I'm doing that right now. And then I have some strokes that are not completely straight. They have a slight curve to them, but they look straight from afar, but they're not completely straight. And because they're like coming, they're stroked at a slight angle, so it's not 90 degrees. It's at a slight angle. So once I'm done going, some styles of shading, just normal hatching, they're done right here. But after I'm done, I kind of go inverse, so it's like the same kind of stroke but inverse, and I'll do it over each other. And once you're done with that, to give kind of like a quick example of what I'm talking about, You know, it's kind of like a stroke like that, but then I go with inverse on it. Well, not entirely inverse, but somewhat inverse. And you know, that's what we're kind of doing. What we don't want to do, you know, that's the correct thing. What we don't want to do is this. At least for this stuff. I mean, unless that's how you want to do it, but that's not what I'm doing. And then after that, I keep doing that until, say, the curve of the edge. I keep doing that, and I do it again until it gives somewhat of a gradient feel. So it's almost like I'm going, just making the lines, make it feel a little darker, almost from a gradient feel. So it's kind of like going from darker to darker as it gets, you know, as it gets lighter. So that's pretty much it for the cross hatching style. And this style is pretty much adopted in a lot of shonen manga. Most commonly known in mangas like Bleach. I say Bleach because that's probably the most popular one, you know, but there are a lot of comics that adopt this style of cross hatching. So I do the same thing, you know, close to our armpits. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, you know, I have that line that kind of guides me through it, and then, you know, I'm done. So that's pretty much it for inking, you know, inking this image. After this, I'm just gonna go over with the eraser and erase the pencils. You know, probably allow it dry for a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys stay tuned for the next video where I will use the Copic markers and I will color this. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. Please guys, don't forget to like this video, leave comments on, you know, videos you want to see me do beyond, you know, the Copic markers. And you know, so you leave comments on that, like this video, favorite this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm making a lot of tutorials, and I'm even going to migrate and do some writing tutorials, which I think would be interesting for the channel and for those of you who want to create your own manga and so on. So hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Subscribe for more if you want more. Click on the annotations for the videos that are featured. You know, you can learn stuff from my tutorials, or learn just a whole lot more about Apple Black as a whole. For details on what Saturday AM is and what it you know, what's about, there'll be links in the description for you guys to go check that out. Leave a comment on the video you want to see next, whether it's a tutorial video or a video you want from me explaining anything about the manga if you have read it. And if you haven't read the manga, there is a link for you to go read it in the description below. The description or the about section below will also have links to, you know, things that you might find interesting. You know, Facebook page, Whyt Manga Facebook page, Saturday AM Facebook page, or you could, you know, you can tweet at me, or you can just, you know, tweet, spread the word about the manga. Any support is much appreciated. You can hashtag apple-black. Or just, you know, tweet at me. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. This is Whyt Manga, and I'm out.